DW finalist Paralympian Amy Purdy was fighting for my life with 2% survival odds at 19. Paralympic medalist and Dancing with the Stars finalist Amy Purdy says her life changed in a matter of hours at just 19 years old when doctors told her she had less than a 2% chance of surviving a devastating illness. Today, she's sharing how she rebuilt her life after losing both legs below the knees in a new book aimed at helping others navigate life-altering setbacks. In an exclusive on-camera interview with Fox News Digital, Purdy recalled the moment everything shifted. "I was 19 years old when I lost both my legs below the knees to something called bacterial meningitis," Purdy said. "We have no idea how I got it. I was a massage therapist at the time. I was also a passionate snowboarder, and my goal was to travel the world and snowboard." The Bounce Forward author explained how her health spiraled almost instantly. "And then, all of a sudden, I got sick one day. Within 24 hours, I was in the hospital on life support, where I was given less than a 2% chance of living, and it ended up being bacterial meningitis. The infection triggered septic shock, leaving her body ravaged. I ended up fighting for my life. I lost both my legs below the knees to septic shock. I ended up losing my kidney function, my spleen, the hearing in my left ear. Barely survived," Purdy said. As a teenager whose identity revolved around snowboarding and adventure, survival meant starting over. "I ended up, having to figure out who I was again in the world and how I wanted to live my life, and how to put one baby step in front of the other, and eventually worked my way not just back but forward in a way that I never could have imagined. I ended up going further than I ever could have imagined, but it took a lot of steps to get there." Those steps ultimately led Purdy to the Paralympic Games, where she medaled in snowboarding, and later to the ballroom stage on Dancing with the Stars, where she competed alongside professional dancer Derek Huff. Purdy admitted the show brought a deeply personal challenge most viewers never realized. "When I went on the show, I first of all had no idea if I'd be able to do it with 2 prosthetic legs." She initially turned down the opportunity because of a hurdle most dancers may take for granted. "One of my biggest fears going on the show, and actually I originally said that I didn't want to do the show, was that I couldn't point my toes, and that's so hard. I mean, as a dancer, you need to be able to point your toes." Because her prosthetic feet are fixed at a 90-degree angle, it seemed impossible until she discovered a creative workaround. "I remembered seeing these swimming feet in a magazine." She's referring to prosthetics designed for swim flippers that allowed toes to point. "I was able to point my toes with these feet, and it actually kind of healed something in me because I all of a sudden felt really feminine." Moments like that, she said, helped her reconnect with parts of herself she believed had been lost after her illness. "There are these little kind of moments through Dancing with the Stars that helped me find parts of myself I thought I lost. Ultimately, they were always there." Purdy opens up even further in her upcoming book, Bounce Forward. The book marks the first time she has shared in depth what happened after her early success, including moments when she had to rebuild yet again. "I think the hardest chapter to write of this book was the first chapter, which was on grief," Purdy said. "That chapter revisits the painful period when doctors predicted a dramatically limited future. It was the beginning of the journey of injuring my leg and not knowing what I'd be able to do again, and actually having the doctors tell me, 'You probably won't ever walk comfortably again. You probably won't ever snowboard again.' At one point," she said, "a surgeon offered a bleak outlook. I remember one surgeon saying, 'Well, hopefully you'll walk to the end of your driveway and get your mail out of your mailbox one day,'" Purdy recalled.